It's time to talk about the weather. Meteorologist Ryan Hall here with the weather forecast. Today we are talking about two imminent, potentially major snowstorms. We've got storm number 1 that's going to affect the Midwest, and then we're going to talk about how it's going to affect the Ohio Valley. And then right behind it, we're going to have storm number 2, which may also affect the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic regions. And then at the end of this video, we're going to look at some long-range forecast models, medium-range forecast models. We're going to see when the next big storm is going to come, because we are in this active pattern now. And I know a lot of you guys are snow hungry, and let's get right into talking about storm number 1. All right, here's a big old view of the United States of America, and just look at this big broad system we've got going on right now. We've got snow up here in Nebraska and Iowa into Illinois. We've got heavy rain in eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, and we've got severe thunderstorms actually down here near Memphis. This storm is severe warned, and it had a little kink in it there for a minute. Some people thought we might be looking at a tornadic situation, but I believe this is mostly just a damaging wind and big hail situation. But yeah, these severe storms are moving up into Tennessee. By the time this video goes up, they'll probably be closer to Nashville. But yeah, it's really packing a punch. And then over here in eastern Kentucky, this is around where I live, and I'm telling you right now, it is pouring the rain outside. We're concerned about flooding. Same thing's going on over here in West Virginia. And then we've got that ice and snow transition problem happening over here in the panhandles of West Virginia and Maryland and Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore. You guys are going to get in on some ice with this storm. All right, but the star of the show here is obviously going to be the snow. We've got heavy snow in Nebraska near Lincoln and Omaha, all the way into Des Moines, Iowa, as far north as Fort Dodge. Basically, Interstate 80 right now is just a mess because of these heavy bands of snow putting down, a lot of these places are going to see over a foot of snow. And yes, Chicago is going to get snow from this. I know a lot of people were concerned earlier because there's this big gap here between these two areas of precipitation, but that was expected. Hey, let's check out Twitter and see if we can see some ground pictures from Iowa and Nebraska and Kansas, because that's always fun. Yeah, like I was saying, Interstate 80, man, covered with snow right now. A lot of places are dangerous. Looks like we got 7 inches of snow in Rising City, Nebraska. This was 8 hours ago, but they already had 2.25 inches of snow in Grand Island, Nebraska right here. And then we got a nice video of some snowfall near Omaha, Nebraska. And then even in Arizona, it's snowing right now. Check that out. Oh yeah, I got to show you guys this too. This is the lightning strikes from the storms that were evolving overnight. Just watch that. Our satellites that we have now and the imagery that we can get is just amazing. This has been a fun storm to watch and track, but it's not over yet. We still got a ways to go. Let's keep tracking it and see what she's going to do on the weather models. All right, this is the model. The model. Or the HRRR, as I'm going to put on my meteorologist tie and try to be professional here. It's a short range model. I use it as like a simulated future radar. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going to happen with this storm. Talking about that heavy snow in Nebraska, Iowa, and northern Missouri. That's going to keep on putting down the snow, man. As we go into the future here we are at 7 o'clock tonight. Broad swath of snow all the way over to Chicago now. You can see that precipitation it's filling in this gap. We've got freezing rain in central Illinois, central Indiana, all the way into Ohio, and our storms down here are really starting to fire up. There's a slight, very slight, but not zero chance of some severe weather down here tonight. And then check out the snow showers over here in Arizona and New Mexico. I mean, like they're getting like some crazy amounts of snow over there. But keep your eye on this band of snow. Watch as we push it into motion. It kind of fizzles out a little bit. Most of the moisture gets transferred eastward into eastern Iowa near Cedar Rapids, northern Illinois, Chicago. Right here around 10 o'clock tonight, you're going to be getting some pretty good snow showers. And then here we are at 11:12 a.m. tonight. You're still getting good snow. We're still seeing light to moderate snow all the way through Nebraska and Iowa, and that's going to keep adding those totals on you. And we're going to be dealing with some ice in central Ohio and Indiana. Get in one of these little kind of like thunderstorm things, and the precipitation is falling as ice. Woo! Stay off them roads, bub, because it's going to get slick. All right, I'm in a good mood today, guys. Let's keep this in motion. And as you can see, around 9 a.m. tomorrow, we've still got snow kicking it down in Chicago, northern Illinois. A lot of southern Michigan's getting in on some snow, and it's finally moving out of Iowa. And we still got some remnant showers down here in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. That's going to keep on moving out. Let's see how much more snow we can expect from this system. Now, this is how much snow you're going to get on top of what you already have. Still got another 6 to 8 inches of snow to fall. snowfall in this area right here. From Lincoln, Nebraska to Des Moines, right there along I-80, you guys are just going to keep getting pretty good snow showers, and it's going to pile up. Some of you guys will end up with 15, 16 inches of snow total. And then everybody else is a good 2 to 4. If you're in any of this shading here, 2 to 4 inches. All right, let's shift our focus over to the Ohio Valley here, and let's see what this is going to look like as we go into the future. You can see there's a thin band of snow trying to stick around for northern Indiana, northern and northeastern Ohio, all the way into Pennsylvania here. That does move north with that warm bubble. You can see it right here. Just a big old bubble of warm air just getting pummeled up here. This would have been a good snowstorm for you guys in Ohio and Indiana, but we just had too much warm air coming up with it. But we've got a good shot of snow showers in Michigan here. And as you can see, we really get that ice coming down in Ohio, also over there in Pennsylvania and the panhandles of Maryland and West Virginia. And just so we can see how the rest of this storm plays out, let's take a look at the NAM here. You can see those heavy bands of showers in Michigan and heavy bands of freezing rain and mixed precipitation in Pennsylvania. And that really just lingers around. That snow lingers around all the way until 11 p.m. on January 26th for Michigan. And then that kind of skedaddles out of here. And then watch this. I don't want to talk about it too much yet, but this is the next storm that we're looking for, okay? So if we take a look at total snowfall here, the NAM is showing all of the precipitation that we're going to be getting from this storm. As I said, 15 inches here and there in Nebraska and Iowa, right along Interstate 80 there. That looks to be the sweet spot. It looks to me as if we get some intensification off the Lake Michigan there, southwestern portions of Michigan could get up to 10 inches of snow. If you're in that right spot right next to the lake there, you could get it. 3 to 6 inches is possible for the whole southern and central part of the state though. Also, this goes into upstate New York and then into the interior northeast regions and brings a decent amount of snow. But there's a pretty sharp cutoff line here. South of Springfield, just a very small part of northern Indiana is really going to get anything significant from this. Most of this down here is from that second storm. We're not going to pay too much attention to it. But Maryland, northern Virginia, the panhandle of West Virginia here, you guys could see 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. In Washington, D.C., it would be awesome if you guys got 4 inches of snow because I know you want it. Taking a look at freezing rain totals now, it's a little bit more significant in the mountains here. You know, still just we're talking about maybe a ½ inch of freezing rain in the highest elevations and in the most isolated spots, okay? Everybody else is going to get a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch. This may cause some isolated power outages, definitely going to cause some slick travel, but it's nothing I would worry about too much, okay? And real quick, let's take a look at the Northeast. This is going to be an all snow event for you guys, so let's see how much snow you're going to get. It looks like Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, you guys could definitely see 2 to 4 inches. There's a couple places that are going to set up for closer to 3 to 6, maybe 8 inches of snow, especially in Massachusetts. Boston, I'm going to play it safe and say you could see about 4 inches of snow. Hartford, Connecticut, 3 inches of snow. That's my call. All of Rhode Island, 4 or 5 inches possibly, but upstate and central New York, 6 to 8 inches. Syracuse, Albany, you guys are going to get some snow, okay? So storm number 1 completely gets out of here by 4 p.m. on January 27th, and now our focus is shifting to storm number 2. Okay, let's take a look at the Canadian model for storm number 2. Now, this is going to be a quick moving storm, and it's going to affect us on the East Coast here from the 27th to the 28th of January. So we're just a couple days out from this. It's literally following this storm that we're looking at right now, just literally right behind it. All right, here we go. We've got moisture in Arkansas converging with some cold air in Missouri, and we got some moderate snow showers right here on the border of Arkansas and Missouri. Let's put this into motion. That moves right into Tennessee and Kentucky. We're going to see a pretty heavy shot of snow just zoom through Bowling Green, Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky, down near Somerset, Kentucky, also Nashville, Tennessee. You guys are going to see some snow, but it's going to move by so fast. It's going to get pretty heavy down in the mountains of Virginia, Tennessee, and North Carolina. And then we have a low pressure system that forms off the coast of North and South Carolina. And we do have just a tiny bit of cold air try to sink down far enough to bring snow to Raleigh, North Carolina, maybe all the way over to the coast near Wilmington. This is going to be, some pretty moderate to heavy snowfall, but it is going to be brief. It hightails out of here pretty quick, as you can see. Now, some of the earlier models that we were looking at had this low pressure system closer to the coast and it was deeper. So we had a pretty impressive looking snowstorm for the mid-Atlantic region and the southeastern region, if you include North Carolina. But now, this looks a lot weaker to me. This is the Canadian model. I trust it this time of year, but this doesn't look like it's going to be as major or as, interesting as it originally looked. Now, we are still a couple days out, and as much as the models are flip-flop panty dropping, as drunk as the models have been, this can change again. This can go right back to us having a very significant winter storm. I'm like looking at these maps, I'm like poking it with a stick, like, come on, do something. This is boring, man. Come on, look at this. I mean, it would be cool if the coast of North Carolina got some heavy snow, and this is nothing to balk at. A lot of people down here will be very happy with the little amount of snow that it's going to bring with it, but as you can see, there's a lot of energy out here for it to work with, and it can deepen pretty fast. We got a 982 millibar low pressure system out there. If that can just happen a little bit faster and maybe it cuts north a little bit, that would be very cool to see, and we would have a significant snowstorm on our hands. The Canadian puts down 2 to 3 inches over here in Missouri, southern Kentucky, northeastern Tennessee, into Virginia and North Carolina, 2 to 4 inches in some places, and then in the higher elevations and more isolated spots, 3 to 6 inches, maybe 8 if you're way up there. And then we do have 2 to 6 inches over here in North Carolina near Raleigh, and then all the way down here near Virginia Beach, a trace of snow, maybe an inch or two. So even though this isn't, incredibly significant, it's not anything crazy, it is something. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at the NAM model and see what she says. All right, let's take a look at that NAM model, and what was that? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? The NAM model just really doesn't converge this energy here. It really does. That moisture doesn't make it into the cold air. Nope. Low pressure system forms until it gets way out here. And we've got flurries for eastern Kentucky and, some places in Tennessee, but what? We are only a couple days out from this storm, and the models are still, they have no clue what's going on. I swear, I remember a time when we could look at forecast models 5 days out and have a little bit of confidence in what they were saying. Now, obviously, there were always tracks shifts, maybe 40, 50 miles, but something this significant is just absolutely insane to me. The Canadian is still showing a decently significant storm, and the NAM is just like, what storm? What are you talking about? We've got some rain and snow flurries. What are you talking about, man? I am sorry for anybody who lives in the mid-Atlantic region who got super excited over this storm. I did too, but it doesn't look good. The GFS doesn't have it. What about the Euro? Let's look at the Euro. Oh God, this hurts. Where's the snow? That's what I want to know. I mean, this is still a decent little storm for eastern Kentucky. I mean, this is where I live. That's why I care. You know what I mean? But man, it really, this low pressure system just doesn't do anything out here. It's hard to believe. It's going to snow in Virginia. I'm 80% sure it's going to snow in North Carolina. How much? I don't know. But this is just sad to look at, man. We were talking about a major significant storm just yesterday with a bomb low pressure system and blizzard conditions in this area, and now we're talking about flurries. I see why you guys hate weather people so much now. This sucks. All right, let's take a look at the medium range. Just look out into the future and see where our next storm is. Let's see if there's any hope out there for snow lovers. I mean, Lord goodness, I hope so. We're gonna start off with the Euro, and we're gonna put this into motion. Here's our storm that we're dealing with right now. Low pressure system right over top of my house here in eastern Kentucky, and that's gonna keep putting down snow from Nebraska all the way into Maine, and that's gonna get out of here. And then just look over here at the West Coast, man. The Sierras, the ski slopes over here. I mean, they're literally going to get like 7 feet of snow. 7 feet of snow. Can you even comprehend 7 feet of snow? Like, all that moisture just comes off the Pacific Ocean and just dumps as snow down there. They're getting snow in Las Vegas. All that comes across into the Rocky Mountains, Utah, all the way from Saskatchewan, all the way down into Mexico. They're going to have snow. Are we going to have snow over here on the East Coast? Let's take a look. 135 hours out. This is January 30th at 10 p.m. Another storm tries to get together. January 30th is only 5 days away. So there's hope. All right. So big old heavy swath of snow right here in Iowa, in Illinois. And then it kind of transfers its energy downwards. Wow, that's interesting. Really sharp cold front and cold air advection coming in behind it here. And then we've got a nor'easter on our hands. Let's not get our hopes up too much, because we know what happens if we do that. But check that out. Here we are Now this is the February 1st, very significant mid-Atlantic and northeast storm here. That's an impressive looking storm. I would love to see that happen. And then right after that, we've got another big storm coming together. We're in an active pattern, guys, and like whether or not it snows at your house or not, the pattern is still active. All these storms coming through just one after another. It's not very typical. Our problem is the weather models are just really doing a bad job with the placement of cold air. But if we can get this to verify, this will make a lot of people happy right here. Let's take a look at snow totals on this. Woo doggy, son. Look at them snow totals. Yeah, the mid-Atlantic areas and the Northeast would love this. And then look at all this snow over here. Let's zoom in on some of these places. Why not? Look here, son. 72 inches of snow over here in California. Can you believe it, son? All this snow. There's just so much. Definitely the most significant winter weather event that's happened this year on the West Coast, occurring right now through the 1st of February. It's going to be really interesting to watch all that play out and just watch how quick it piles up too. I mean, they're just getting bombarded with inches of snow. And let's do the same thing and take a look at the central region of the United States. That first storm's going to put down a lot, and then that second storm is also going to put some more down in Iowa. Looks like Iowa's the winner for snow this year. And then let's take a look at the eastern part of the U.S. That's our first storm, our second little storm, and then our next one that could potentially be really big comes through on the 30th through the 4th. And potentially brings a very memorable storm to the mid-Atlantic and New England portions of the United States. This is, I mean, Scranton, Pennsylvania, 17 inches of snow. Hagerstown, Maryland, 12 inches of snow. Northern New Jersey, New York City. This would be, a classic nor'easter. It'd be nice to see. But let's not get our hopes up too much. It's good that we're seeing this. We got to keep an eye on it. And don't get mad at me if this doesn't verify. I'm just showing you the model, son. That's all I'm doing. All right, guys, that's all the weather talk I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, this is a little late. Usually I get my videos up quite a bit earlier than this, but I got it out, son. I'm grinding. I'm trying to do this every single day. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you never miss a video. Like the video, comment, just say something down in the comments. It helps in the algorithm. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.